Hello and welcome back to Have a Good Day or Else. Again, no idea what episode this is, I'm so sorry. Anyway, I'm a little bit frantic today because I am all over the place. And yes, we are in the new location once again in my bedroom surrounded by Jellycats. So if you're a visual listener, welcome to the jungle. I am frantic because I have so much to do today and I locked myself out of the house last night. So that was kind of annoying. Couldn't get back in and had to go stay somewhere else, and then I woke up this morning. And yeah, I am back. Managed to get spare keys and everything, so. But still, it was so annoying. And I've never done that. My brain has just been so scrambled recently. I've been like brain fog central, and I just haven't been able to get my head screwed on properly. And I ran out the house without keys. And as the door shut behind me, I went, damn it! And was like, oh God. And it was so stressful. But I thought to myself, there's not much I can do at this point. I may as well just carry on with the day, which is so unlike me as well, because normally I would have a huge breakdown, start crying and like have a panic attack. But it's all right. I did it. I ended up going straight to an event, a Too Faced event in Soho, the makeup brand. And I thought, you know what, I've got nothing else to do. I may as well just go to the event, see my agents, like hang out, whatever. Like, I'm not going to get back in tonight. That's what am I trying to say? There was nothing I could do. Once again, I would introduce you to all the Jellycats, but that would be an hour in itself. So I'm sorry to the visual listeners if you're wondering and looking around thinking, who are all these people? I'll tell you one person. This is Moo. His name is Moo too, because I had a version of him, this Jellycat, when I was about 12. I got him for my birthday and I lost him. I've got no idea where he is. And he was like the love of my life. I adored him. And I lost him. And then I got him again for my birthday. So here he is. My beautiful boy. Sorry if you're an audio listener and you didn't get to see Moo too. Anyway, what I've been up to recently is just, oh my gosh, I've been a Pilates princess. Like literally going all the time. My body aches so much. I woke up this morning because I went yesterday and my butt cheeks are in so much pain. I'm trying so hard, you guys. And like in the class, I feel like I can barely keep up. But I'm trying so hard. I have to keep taking breaks, but I don't want to give in. I don't want to stop going. So I'm really proud of myself for that. And I was going to get a protein shake too, but their freezer wasn't working, so I couldn't do that. Ended up going and getting pastry snacks, which was probably not the best idea because I'm trying to lose weight, but it is what it is. And also, all the comments that I got from the last podcast, guys, I wanted to sob. You guys are the sweetest people on the planet. I could not believe it. It was incredible. So sweet. Like, people were writing like paragraphs in their comments. Like, it was amazing. All about weight loss and like how we're in this together and we've got this and everything's okay and like we're all beautiful. It was really nice. It made me tear up. So thank you if you commented. It means a lot to me. Also, I don't know if you can tell, but I am using natural lighting today. Like, the sun shines directly into my bedroom all day, and it happens to be sunny today, so I don't need to use the ring light. So I'm sorry if it looks a little bit different. Oh, started Married at First Sight, Australia, yesterday. It's insane. Like, watching it and the characters on there, well, they're people, but I'm just calling them characters, are wild. It's such a good watch. I'd highly recommend. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to continue it and follow along. And I'm so excited afterwards. Whenever I finish a reality show, I don't let myself do this during when I'm watching it. I will go onto all their social medias and see if like people are still together or like what's going down in their lives, you know, and seeing who's most popular. I love that kind of stuff. I love reality TV so much. It's so like, it's like listening to your friend's drama or like gossip. It's just so fun. So today is actually Thursday, which is the day the podcast should be out, and I'm hoping and praying that I have the time to sit down, edit and upload onto Spotify and YouTube. So happy Thursday. I'm just going to manifest that this gets out on Thursday. I'm so sorry that I'm filming this on the day, and sorry to the people who go to listen to the podcast in the morning and it's not there. I promise it's on its way. I'm so sorry. Well, it's here now. You're listening to it. I was going to film it after my event last night and then edit it, but I got locked out by myself, as in I did it to myself. So, silly little me. Anyway, today what I have planned is I need to film an ad for an energy drink. Like, that's pretty cool. I'm doing a Rockstar energy drink ad, and I'm going to do like a get ready with me while drinking it, so I'm excited for that. And then I've got a pilgrim jewelry event where I'm going to go and get a tattoo, because that's what they have at the event, which I think is pretty cool. I always think that's so cool at events when they do that. And then I'm going to a poetry reading, and then I'm going to a jazz night. So today is jam-packed, and the theme for the jazz night is leather. So I'm terrified because I'm not a leather girly. I don't know if I can pull that kind of thing off without giving like dominatrix energy, which is not the vibe I'm going for, but it is what it is. Oh, and also on Tuesday, what's that floating around my face? Oh, it's fluff. So the thing about having Jellycats is that there is fluff everywhere. Like their tufts of hair get all over the place. It's like having a dog that sheds. Anyway, on Tuesday, I went and, we had fajita night at Edie's, and then me and Mill went to the box for an event for NYX, the makeup brand, and it was crazy. We got there. First of all, the event started at like 8, and if you know what the box is, it's that crazy club in London, and getting there at 8 p.m. is just wild. We decided to go for like 9:30, and even that was too much, because usually you don't get to the box until like midnight, 1 a.m, because that's when all the crazy shows start. If you don't know what the box is, please look it up on TikTok and search like the Box Club London, and you'll hear all the crazy stories about all the shows that they do there. They are vile, but in the most entertaining way. So we got there at like 9:30, and it was just so early to be at a club. It was just a lot to take in. Had some tequila and apple juice, because that's the elite drink, and that's like the only thing I do drink. That's a lie, I drink Guinness and wine, but my preference is tequila AJ. And they had a special guest, which was so fun. Like, we overheard the person on the mic on stage. They made a joke, and they were like, blah, 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 Jedward. And so we thought the special guest was going to be Jedward. And I was absolutely like, my heart was racing. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. I'm going to have like a reunion with them. Because if you know me, if you watch the first episode of the podcast, you know that I'm obsessed with Jedward and they are my world. But turns out they were just making a joke about Jedward, and they weren't the special guest. But this may be even better than Jedward. The special guest was the Sugar Babes. So I got to watch the Sugar Babes perform, and like, they performed, because recently I went to an event, a Tinder event in East London, and the Sugar Babes were there, but they were just DJing, and then every now and then they'd play the song Round Round, you know, round round baby, round round, do 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 do, that song. But this time they actually performed all of their hits, and it was amazing. They had like dance choreography. It was like so fun to watch. And one of the girls in Sugar Babes is Filipino, so woo, yay Filipinos. It was so cool, and we were all screaming, like dancing along. It was a workout. I felt like I was doing Zumba. But yeah, that was insane. And so much fun. I feel so grateful that I get to go and do fun things like that all the time. Like, if I look at my calendar, I have like 3 events a week, and they're all so fun and crazy. And then I get gifting whenever I leave as well. And NYX is the makeup spray that I use, the setting spray that I use every day. So I was due a new one, and that's what was in the goodie bag. So thank you, NYX. This is not sponsored, by the way. I just love yapping about the things I've been doing. I'm going to look at my calendar so I can tell you everything else I've been up to. I just looked at my calendar and it's quite empty, which I'm quite confused by, because I feel like I've been busy every single day. Like, I feel like I've been doing stuff every day. I haven't had a rot day in bed. So I don't know where I've been or what I've been up to. But yeah. Anyway, tonight I'm getting a new tattoo, and I'm super excited. I think it's about to be my 11th tattoo, which it doesn't look like it, because all of mine are teeny tiny and they're like dotted around my body, like hidden places and stuff. So I don't look like a tatted girl, but I am. I think I'm going to get the word tomorrow written on my arm. And I like that, because it gives the hope of like, there's always going to be a tomorrow. Tomorrow could be a better day, or there is always a future, you know? And everything's going to be okay. That's how I'm viewing it anyway. So today's topic, I was thinking about talking about scars. And when I say scars, I mainly mean like self-harm scars. So if this is triggering for you, or if you don't feel like listening to that because it's a bit just not your thing, then head off now. But thank you for listening to this part. If you liked the beginning, catch up. But just a trigger warning, because I don't want to upset anyone. If you know me or if you follow me on social media and you followed my journey, you would know that I have very, very prominent scars on my left arm, from starting at my wrist to the joint in my arm, and they are very obvious, basically. And I've just had like some good and bad experiences with having them. I remember like I was signed to an agency when I first got the scars, as in like I didn't have them and then the next day I did, and I had to phone my agency and tell them what had happened, and I was so embarrassed, and I was so mad at myself because my job was my world, and obviously my job was modelling. It's all based on how I look, like it's all based on appearances and my body and everything. And so I was so upset I couldn't work for a while. And then the first work that I did do, I just bandaged up my arm, and I told the brand, well, my agents told the brand, you know, she's got a bandage on, and we just hid it in photos, or I wore a hoodie like off the shoulder kind of thing, and it covered up my wrists. So I really appreciate that. But I do feel really awkward because I actually told the brand that I had done it by pouring hot water on myself by accident. Like it was like a drunken trying to make tea situation, because I was too embarrassed to tell them what had actually happened. And I've noticed that when you tell people that kind of thing, like sometimes people get a bit uncomfortable. Like I was in, where was I? I was in Greece a couple years ago, and I went out and I met these bunch of people, just had some drinks with them and stuff. And one guy leans over and he was like, why, what's that on your arm? Why did you do that? And I was like, really? I've just met you. It was just a lot. And I find that so strange. Like, why do people feel it's okay to comment on that kind of thing? I just think it's very insensitive, and it could be really triggering for someone. I feel like I'm so grateful and I'm thankful that I have really thick skin when it comes to my scars, pardon the pun. But when people bring it up, it doesn't bother me, and I'm happy to talk about it and discuss it with someone. And like, I don't even mind if people want to touch them, because they do look a bit crazy and like they stick out and they're prominent, and you know, I'm not bothered if people want to feel them, because sometimes I even look down and I'm like, oh, they're bumpy, I want to touch them. Like, I get it. But I just think there's people out there who are really sensitive to that kind of thing, and it's not fair to just bring it up and say something like that straight to their face, like, why did you do that, or where did those come from? Because that's too far. What if you say that to them and it triggers something in them, you know? They don't want to talk about that kind of thing. They can't talk about that kind of thing. It makes them uncomfortable. It brings them back to that moment, and it's just unfair, really. But I've also had a lot of nice comments, like on Instagram and stuff. Like, I remember somebody once messaged me and said, like, hey, I'm no longer wearing long sleeves in the summer because of you. Like, I saw you just openly wearing your scars, and I feel like I can do the same now. And that literally brought me to tears, because that used to be me. I used to cover them up all the time because I was so scared and so upset. I didn't want anyone to judge me or think like, oh, she's crazy, or, you know, some people jump to that conclusion. But I made it out of that, and I thought they're a part of me, they're a part of my journey, they're a part of my life and everything that I've been through. And I'm proud of myself that I got through that. So yeah, I'm glad that I'm in the place that I'm in right now. But I do still get comments every now and then, or a DM. Sometimes people will just be like, why did you do that? Or what are those things? Like, I don't know if it's obvious or not, but I feel like it kind of is. Like, you know what those scars are and what they're from. They're very obvious what they are. They're straight lines down my wrist. There's like 15 of them, you know? It is clearly not like a silly accident. So I think people sometimes are digging when they say, what are those? Where did they come from? Like, I just think it's a little bit silly. Oh my goodness, I forgot to tell you about this one crazy story that happened about my scars. I am signed with an agency here in London, and we had meetings, me and a couple of other girls, to meet an American agency. They had flown over to London, and they were going to meet some of the models and see if they wanted to sign us abroad in America. And so I went to the meeting, and obviously it's all about my appearance. Well, not all about, it's about personality as well, and like, you know, how well you vibe with them. But it's a lot to do with appearance and modelling. And I sat down, and there were these two older men that were in the meeting, and it was going well. They were asking me where I'm from, blah, 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 what I'm up to, what I'm interested in. And then near the end, one of them just goes, "What are those scars?" And I was like, "Oh, they're like self-harm scars, you know." And they were just like, okay. And they were really like overly confident in talking about it. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe they just want to discuss and how it could affect modelling. And then one of them goes, because they were talking about where I'm from, and I was saying, you know, my mum's from the Philippines, blah, blah, blah. And one of them goes to tell me, oh, you know what, maybe we could tell clients and stuff that it's like a Filipino tradition, like back in the village, that's what they do. They scar the girls. We can tell them it's that. And I was like, okay, awkward laugh. Like, I didn't know what to do, and I didn't want to piss anyone off. So me being the people pleaser that I was like, haha, okay, sure. But like, what a strange thing for them to say. And like a bit weird, because why are you assuming that Filipinos do that to their kids? Like, that's just, no. That's not it. It was a lot to take in. And I just thought, I actually never ended up hearing back from this agency, thank God, because I wouldn't have wanted to sign with them anyway. Because I don't want somebody with that mindset to be working with me. And I just thought, that feels really wrong. For you to ask me about it so openly and then tell me that I should lie about where it is from. And I was like, I'm not bothered by it. Like, I'm happy to tell people what it is. And they were like, no, let's tell this story instead. And I was like, this does not seem right. This feels really wrong, actually, to be lying about what they are. But yeah, I think that people need to be a lot more sensitive about that kind of thing, because sometimes I'll get comments on my Instagram, like on a post, public comments, being like, what are those scars, or why do you have them, or ew, those scars, or pointing them out just in general. And I worry, I try and delete them all, because I worry that, let's say there's a girl out there who has scars similar to mine, and she's scared of them because of, you know, it's an awkward past to have sometimes. And maybe she sees a post where I've happily got them out, and she's like, oh, maybe it is okay to share them and just have them out. Like, I don't need to hide them anymore. And then what if she went through the comments and saw people picking at them and being like, ew, scars, or why have you got scars? That would just ruin what I'm trying to do, basically. And I think it's so unfair. And like I said, I'm so lucky that I've got thick skin, because when I was younger and it first happened, I was so ashamed. I felt so awkward. I thought, I'm a bad person. People are going to hate me. People are going to think I'm crazy, and nobody's going to want to be my friend. And now I'm like, that's ridiculous. Like, I'm so sad that I ever thought that. And it's not like that anymore. I'm so glad that my brain has like grown with me, and like, I'm happy to say that it's a part of who I am and what I've been through. I will be completely honest in this though, and that is that I do actually hide my scars from my mother. And I know what you're thinking, how have you done that? Like, what? And yeah, I just always have done. And I would prefer her never to see them, because I just feel like it would result in her being angry at me and an awkward situation, and it would just make both parties very uncomfortable. Uncomfortable. I know I say uncomfortable weirdly sometimes, because my mum taught me that when I was younger that I would say words how you spell them. So I always say uncomfortable, like. But yeah, no, I think that it's best if I don't do that. Maybe one day I will share them with her, but it's very awkward in the summer, or when we're in the Philippines or on vacation. I sometimes wear a cardigan or like a long sleeve over them, and it's sad, but I have made that decision myself, and it is what it is. So yeah, and even when I'm back home in the Philippines, I try not to have them out or on show, because I just feel very awkward when it comes to family seeing them. And me and my mum are not like a very close mother and daughter relationship where I feel like I can tell her or show her those kinds of things, which is fine. We have our own kind of relationship, which I love, and it's the same with my family back home in the Philippines. So yeah, but I hope one day, like how I used to hide them from everyone and now I don't, one day I can get to a stage where I feel okay to bring them up. And it's the same with my father, actually. I don't really see him or anything, but I wouldn't ever let on that I've got them, you know? And yes, I do not have my mother on Instagram or anything, so she does not see that. Thank golly. She does have me on TikTok though, which is crazy, so I've got to be careful on what I post on there, really. Gosh, I just caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror, like sideways, side on, and I am so... I just want to love myself. Like, I'm getting so fed up with it. Sorry, it's off topic. It's a topic of last week's podcast. But I'm so done with disliking myself. As in, I want to look in the mirror and smile and be happy, but I just haven't been there in so long. And I'm so upset. But I'm trying so hard with the whole Pilates thing and going to the gym. And, my personal trainer texted me the other day and was like, hey, let's get some top-up sessions in. And I just realised I never replied. And yes, I am that kind of person where I will reply in my head, or I'll note down I need to reply to that person later. And next thing you know, it's 3, 4, 5 days later and I'm like, whoops. I really need to change that. I feel like I've talked really fast once again because the only thing in my system right now is coffee. So I'm sorry about that. But also, this is a very quick podcast this week because, like I said, I don't have the time, unfortunately. I'm so mad about locking myself out last night. And I have 1,000,001 things to do today, which includes getting ready for 3 different events, and that is just a lot to deal with for me. Because I've got no idea what makeup I'm going to do, what I'm going to do with my hair, what outfit I'm going to wear. Being a girl is difficult, you guys. I saw this TikTok the other day of this girl saying, I pay to get my eyebrows done, I get my nails done, I get my hair done, I pay for makeup, I buy all these clothes and these dresses and everything and heels and all that shenanigans, and the least a man can do is pay for dinner. And at first I was listening to it being like, I'm not sure if it works like that, but then I was like, actually, yeah, go on then, I'm not mad about it. Let a man pay for dinner. We work so hard to be all girly pop for you, so grow up and get the bill. Okay, I feel like I am gonna pod off here now because, like I said, I am so panicked about my day. I need to collect this footage, add in the audio and everything put together, then edit it, and then upload it to YouTube and Spotify, and then get ready, film my ad, pick hair, outfit, makeup, and then attend 3 different events, go get a tattoo, go to a poetry reading, go to jazz night, and I need to eat. I need to put that into my day as well. Guys, I'm laughing, but I'm absolutely panicked right now. Okay, say it with me. Have a good day or else. I love ya. Mwah.